Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm sitting here with Rich Bojda. Obviously, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you know that all the content I'm putting out right now is basically that I'm a new realtor. I've had a lot of people reach out to me either about houses or the other majority of the people are they're asking me lending questions. So I met with Rich maybe a month ago. We sat down in Starbucks, had a good conversation. He actually was my lender when Liz and I bought our house and did a phenomenal job. Uh, Took what seemed like a very intimidating process and made it very simple and easy for us. So that's why when I got into real estate, I reached out to him immediately, and yeah, he's been nothing but great. So when to sit down with him, like I said, a lot of people have been reaching out to me, asking me questions about the lending stuff. I have a decent understanding of how it works, but Rich is he knows all of it. So I figured I'd reach out to him and then we're gonna have a little conversation about some of this stuff. So hopefully we can provide some value with some content for you guys.
Well, I appreciate the props, Mark. I try my best, and I certainly think I know a pretty good amount of stuff about lending, but everything changes so rapidly, and especially with COVID going on, there's a lot of things that change from day to day.
Sure.
So it's sometimes hard to keep up, but we do our best, and we try to make every experience good for every buyer to make sure that
Yeah.
they have the same experience that you had with us. So one of the things that we had talked about when we sat down, and one of the things that I get a lot when people call me is how much do I need to put down? What's the minimum credit score? And there have been some
Sure.
changes lately with COVID to down payment. Not down payment, but minimum credit score. So for the most part, for an FHA loan, now they require a 640. We have some ability, some flexibility to go down to a 620 now, but there's some significant restrictions on that. So it's important to reach out to a lender to see where you're at with things. Sometimes people with credit score, they will go on Credit Karma or a site that provides a free credit score. And what most people don't know is that is not a mortgage score. So people see a Credit Karma score and they see a 640 and they think, yes, I'm good. And then they call me and I
Right.
run their credit, and unfortunately they're not quite there yet. And then they're really
Yeah.
disappointed. So before they start looking, before they really get excited about buying a home, whether it's they just need to connect with some local lender. I'm always
Yeah.
available to talk with people, but it's important to get that pre-approval started because they want to know that they're good to go before they get their hopes up, before they go look at homes, and before they put in an offer, of course. So that's an important.
Absolutely.
The other thing that actually on the other side that people are falsely, they think that you have to have 20% down to do a conventional loan, or you have to have a 700 credit score. There are some large banks that have made those requirements to do a loan with them. But for the most part, across the board with most lenders, that is not the case. A minimum credit score for a conventional loan is actually 620, which is less than what FHA is right now. But
Sure.
not everybody with a 620 is going to qualify. So you could put actually, if you're a first-time home buyer or you fit certain guidelines, you could put as little as 3% down on a conventional loan. So there's a
Okay.
lot of flexibility to the down payment. Still, that hasn't changed. So that's a good thing. People can get into the homes especially if it's their first time, for a very, very reasonable amount of money. And with the rates being so low right now, it's very affordable. So
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
probably the two biggest things right now that I hear.
Okay. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm hearing too. A lot of questions about what do I need to put down. A lot of first time home buyers still think it's 10, 20%. And
Yep.
yeah, that's just not the case. So
No.
yeah, definitely good to know. A lot of valuable information there for sure in a short amount of time. So, yeah, how can people reach out to you? How can they get more information? And if they want to go through the pre-approval process, and that's a big thing on our side too, right? So we're getting people reaching out to us. They want to see houses. and with COVID and everything going on, people don't want to leave their house and let strangers into them if they're not pre-approved. So
Exactly.
that's a big restriction we're throwing out. And for sure, in my listing in St. John that I have right now, that's we're not letting anyone in there unless they're pre-approved. So that's definitely the first step. Yeah, like I said, yeah, if you want to talk more about that, or
Yeah, I was just going to say it's absolutely an important step to just know where you stand, what
yeah,
you're qualified for. You don't want to be looking at $350,000 homes if you only qualify for $300,000 homes, because then you've set the
absolutely,
bar higher than what you can afford. So
right,
it's also good to know how much you need to bring to closing, how much your payment's going to be. Have all of that
yep,
data before you go, so that you kind of know where
right,
you're at. If you use one of these apps online, it's not, a lot of times the taxes are wrong on them.
yep,
It's not calculating in mortgage insurance PMI if you are putting less than 20% down. So there's a lot of things that you just need to discuss with a human.
yeah, right,
It's a challenge if you're not reaching out first. And the other thing
yeah,
that I would say is, when you are getting a pre-approval, go to a local lender. That is so important right now. And I'll tell you
yeah,
what, I know you've seen it, and I'm sure your office has discussed it a lot. Multiple offers, right?
yep,
So if a
yep,
seller and a listing agent, especially one that's experienced, gets a bunch of offers on a home, they're going to have all these out, and they're going to be like, well, which one should we pick? The highest one? If you have a large bank or an online lender, and that agent has had challenges with them getting things closed and closed on time, nobody wants to sell a home only to find out 30 or 45 days later they didn't sell the home and they got to put it back on the
yeah,
market and
right,
go through that whole thing again. When you deal with a reputable, a local lender that has a good reputation in the area, then they have a confidence level that, listen, this is the offer that we should take because we know it's going to close and we're not going to have the issues that we might have with ABC lender or XYZ
right,
bank. So
yep, absolutely. Yeah,
super
no, perfect. I love it.
important.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to let people know where they can reach out to you and find out more information about the pre-approval process, if you want to go ahead and do that now, that'd be cool.
Sure. Yeah. Cell phone's always best for me.
Okay,
My cell is 219-712-8470. That's just the best number to reach me at. You can text me, you can call me. If you do call me, leave me a message. I get so many calls every day. So, I try to get back to people as soon as possible. But having a
sure.
conversation, like I said, is a really good first step. Is convenient as email or texting is. There's a lot to be kind of gets left out if we're emailing back and forth. So having a
Yep.
conversation and just discussing scenarios and situations is always a great way to get started. So feel free to reach out anytime when you guys are ready.
Yeah, cool. And like I said, if you guys find this content valuable and want us to do this, maybe once a month, a couple times a month, that'd be awesome. Just let us know and we'll keep doing it. All right. Well, yeah, thank you, Rich.
Thank you,
We'll be
Mark.
in
I
contact, I'm
appreciate it.
sure. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, we'll
All
talk
right.
soon.
All right. Thank you,
There.
sir.
Uh-huh.